Welcome to CES 2019 in Las Vegas, Nevada, US. Right here, we're at the Corsair booth where they've announced 3 new mice. And yes, we have the golden mic. And yes, there is rumors of a Air 540 Successor, which I have got confirmation of. It's coming in the next couple of months. But today here, we're going to take a look at these new mice, what they feature, as well as the Corsair One refresh series that now has a lot of new improvements as well as the latest RTX graphics cards. So looking at mice, there's this trend that's slipping back towards wireless mouse now, because obviously having a cable versus not having a cable, it's beneficial just not to have a cable altogether. However, there has always been those concerns of unreliability, especially if you're in a clutch play, when you're in a competitive match, for instance, whether it be Dota 2 or CSGO, you need that mouse to guaranteed work. So they've introduced new technology to combat this called slipstream, where essentially they've reduced the latency to half a millisecond from 1 millisecond, as well as doubling the bandwidth and making it stronger connectivity. So they're introducing this on the Harpoon RGB, which is a $49 mouse. It weighs 99 grams, and they're touting up to 60 hours battery life. Of course, the battery life will be less when the RGB is turned on, just like their headsets in similar fashion. However, the Harpoon is probably my favorite mouse from Corsair, as it's the smallest design. If you guys didn't know, I'm a fingertip gripper, and I do prefer this kind of grip over the bigger mouse, which they are introducing 2 of those, with the Ironclaw coming in with RGB 105 grams, as well as having the Pixar 3391. Now, the Harpoon RGB Wireless and also the M65 RGB Elite also feature this sensor too, but we'll get onto them in a second. The Ironclaw has the soft braided cable, and it has 7 programmable buttons, as well as being a palm gripper's mouse. If you guys remember the Razer Death Adder, very similar in shape. However, it does feel a little bit better in my hands, though again, I'm not really a palm gripper, so I don't have much experience with this. Perhaps Rocket Jump Ninja would like to take a look at this mouse and tell you if it's any good. Weighs in at 105 grams, so I do like the weight, however, for a palm gripper's mice. And of course, you've got the Omron switches thrown in there, which makes the clicking just that good on this mouse. Moving on now is the last in the stack, the RGB Elite M65, a very popular mouse from Corsair, sort of in between a fingertip grip and a palm grip. I do like this mouse, however, of course, I still prefer the smaller mice. This one's coming in with a $59 price point, just like the Ironclaw, and it's got 2 different models. You've got the glossy white and silver look, as well as having the all black. They also feature Omron switches, individual RGB control zones, which you can edit through the IQ software, as well as actually all the mice here on display. And also this time around, you can also adjust the weight of the mouse itself in 3 different zones, so you can have a comfortable feel. So the last thing about the M65 RGB Elite and also the Ironclaw RGB is that they feature onboard programmable profiles that can save and on the go, so you don't need to install any software if you don't wish to. So there it is for the mice with Corsair. They've actually got these featured on a new mouse pad as well that they're introducing, the MM360 Extra Large, with a 5mm thickness versus a 3mm thickness. And I must say that I do prefer the thicker mouse pad, so hopefully I'll be replacing my main mouse pad with this one. But let's move on now to the Corsair One, and it's coming in with a big refresh on not only the parts, but also the cooling system as well. So now we're moving on to Corsair's One systems, where they got 3 new designs coming out with the I-140, the I-160, and also the I-180. They do carry a hefty price tag starting from $2,999, but at that price point for the I-140, you do get an RTX 2080 as well as a 9700K and 32 gigabytes of memory, 480 gigabyte SSD NVMe, 2 terabyte hard drive, as well as the fact that they're using quality components inside this. So you got a custom radiator design on the left-hand side. I think it's roughly a 220mm slimline radiator. Then on the right side, they have a custom 140mm design. These are both using the Platinum RGB heads from the original Platinum coolers on their H115i, for example. And they're also including the ML 140mm fans to keep the noise down on these particular systems. Now moving on to the i160, they're pricing this at $3,599. However, it does get the upgrade of having the 2080 Ti and also the 9900K. They're still using that 2666 memory, and because they got to get it into a small form factor, they're using Samsung's C-Die memory. Now for the aesthetics, they're going with an all-black design on the i140 and i160, and then they're stepping up to the i180, which is more designed for content creators. So besides those Z370s in the smaller option, which are maxed out at 32 gigabytes of RAM, they are using a custom ASRock X299 design with a 9920X 12 core, and it does have a little bit of a beefier cooler on the CPU, extending up to 160mm, as well as having a 750 watt power supply versus a 600 watt power supply in the smaller variants. This will come with a price tag of $4,999. However, other upgrades on this system include 4 DIMM slots, and they're actually using SO-DIMM memory as opposed to the i160 and i140, where they're using desktop-sized memory, 288-pin. Also, they are including a 2-year warranty on all models, as well as having no Thunderbolt 3 support. So since the mini ITX systems on both X299 and also Z370 don't support it yet, they don't have that option available on these systems quite yet. However, with the design itself, it is really quiet in person. It looks like it's doing a very good job. They are touting very low temperatures when the system is stress tested, so that is good to see that their cooling solutions with those upgraded heads are getting an upgrade over the previous one models. Anyway, that's about it for today's video. If you enjoyed this one, then be sure to hit that like button. We'll be covering some other booths, so make sure you stay tuned. In terms of other cool stuff on display here, the prototypes, I'm just told the Air 540 Successor is coming, but some other things they did have on display is a wireless RGB keyboard with their new capellix RGB lighting, which is essentially a lot smaller and denser, more efficient, more brighter than your typical 50/50 LEDs. So they're working on those, integrating with the iQ software, and they're even displaying that on the new Dominator memory, which does look a lot different from previous Corsair Vengeance RGB memory. So if you guys are digging this, make sure you hit that like button and let us know in the comments section below what was your favorite product on display here, and I'll catch you in another CES video very soon. Peace out for now. Bye.